Hello friend, in this presentation we are going to deal with the definition of tort and law of torts. This presentation is given by HS Law Academy educator Habib Zafar Khan. If you see the glimpse of the definition, it is given by basically the definition has been defined by section 2M Limitation Act 1963. Salmond has defined Winfield, Fraser, Lord Danning, Clark, and Linsell and Frederick Pollock. The tort has been defined under these 7 heads. If you see the definition of tort under Section 2M Limitation Act 1963, the tort has been defined as the civil wrong. It's a civil wrong which is not exclusively a breach of contract or breach of trust. This definition clearly shows that the breach of contract and breach of trust are also the civil wrong, but the tort is a civil wrong which is apart from breach of contract or breach of trust. Here you need to remember the keywords civil wrong and which is not exclusively breach of contract or breach of trust. For the competitive exams, the keywords are most important to answer any question. Salmond definition is very similar to the definition as given above. He has also said that it is a civil wrong. He has also said which is not exclusively breach of contract or breach of trust, but he has also added other merely equitable obligation. And he has also talked about the remedy, that remedy is common law action for unliquidated damages. Now question sometimes comes, what do you understand by the unliquidated damages? Unliquidated damages basically means the damages which are not predetermined. It is not predetermined by parties, it is determined by the court. So here the keywords to the definition of Salmond is the equitable obligation. If you see this two words, equitable obligation, in the definition of tort, you can say easily that this definition is given by Salmond. Now Winfield definition start with the tortious liability. This is the only definition which is start with the tortious liability. So if any of the option in the MCQ you see the definition is starting with tortious liability, you can say this definition belongs to Winfield. Now what does he say? He says that tortious liability arises from a breach of duty primarily fixed by law. When in our earlier presentation we saw that what is a tort? Tort is a breach of duty primarily fixed by law. Here it has been clearly said that. So he talks about the tortious liability arises from breach of duty primarily fixed by law. And he also talked that how it is reducible. It's reducible by an action for unliquidated damages. So here the keyword is tortious liability. Now Fraser definition. Fraser definition is talks about the infringement of right in rem. The question comes, what do you understand by right in rem? Right in rem basically is a right of an individual against the whole world. What right individual hold against the whole world is known as the right in rem. So Fraser definition deal with the infringement of right in rem. The keyword of the Fraser definition is right in rem. Coming to the next one, Lord Danning has defined that the province of tort is to allocate responsibility for injurious conduct. So this is the very narrowstic definition. He has only talked about the conduct action which is not straight, which is not lawful, that is the injurious conduct. He only deals that the province of tort is to allocate responsibility for injurious conduct. So wherever you see the injurious conduct or talking about only conduct while defining the tort, you can easily say this definition belongs to Lord Danning. Well, Clark and Linsell has said that tort is described as a wrong independent of contract. It's independent of contract. They again tried to classify the tort apart from contract, but here only he deals with the independent contract. They have let Clark and Linsell have left the trust and equity. So if you see in any definition that is talking about only independent of contract, C for contract, C for Clark, you can say this definition belongs from to Clark and Linsell. Now, Sir Frederick Pollock, in this definition, basically he tried to define the law of tort. He has not defined tort. He has defined law of torts, where he says that it is a collective name for the rules governing many species of liability, because law of tort deal with the several types of torts. So the liability arising from that torts. So he has only stated that rule governing many species of liability. And although their subject matter is wide and varied, have certain features in common, are enforced by same kind of legal process, and are subject to similar exceptions. So this was the basically seven definition, the main definition. No question of definition of tort will go outside of it. If you remember the keywords of all the definition, surely and surely you can answer the question. The questions are very straightforward. Whenever they are asked in this examination, they will give the definition, they will ask who has given this definition, or they will give the definition and they will ask who has given this definition. So it's very straightforward questions are asked generally. Basically you need to remember the keywords. So summarizing the definition of tort, that is a civil wrong other than breach of contract, trust, or equitable obligation, redressable by unliquidated damages. Unliquidated damages, the damages which is not predetermined between the parties, but it is decided by the court. So I'm not discussing the MCQs separately, because as the question is asked directly, so you need to remember the keywords. That is sufficient. So thank you for watching our video. In next video we are going to deal with the difference between the tort and other components like tort and crime, tort and contract, tort and quasi-contract, tort versus trust. So with MCQs, and please visit our website also, www.hslawacademy.com. We have also a HS Law Academy Facebook page where we daily post very valuable questions. You can also like that page and you can answer, increase your valuable knowledge. You can please subscribe, share and like our video channel. Thank you for watching HS Law Academy channel. This is Habib Zafar Khan.